We discussed the shocking events taking place in South Korea during the last session. As we saw previously, Crossroads reported the essence of these shocking developments as follows.
I would actually say the majority of the country currently is controlled by the Chinese Communist Party.
Could this be true? Shockingly, President Yoon also stated in an emergency address today that the reason for declaring martial law was due to the interference of North Korea and China in the elections. The president of South Korea has directly declared that South Korea is currently fighting against communist forces. Behind the North Korean Communist Party and the Chinese Communist Party lies the global communist movement. Trump, who has already been engaged in a fight against the global communist movement, has mentioned this several times.
Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption, once and for all, and corruption it is.
In other words, South Korea is now at war with the Chinese Communist Party, the predecessor of the global communist movement. To advance this agenda, the pro-China Democratic Party is attempting to impeach President Yoon. If President Yoon is impeached now, as Gordon Chang stated, South Korea will fall into the hands of North Korea and China. Therefore, today, FT-NER intends to expose the communist forces attempting to dominate South Korea. Evidence of the Chinese Communist Party's attempts to dominate South Korea began surfacing prominently this year. In June 2024, Chinese spies were revealed to have been filming South Korean military facilities and joint South Korea-US exercises for at least 2 years. In November, another Chinese spy was caught filming the National Intelligence Service. Despite these clear acts of espionage involving national secrets, these individuals could not be prosecuted as spies due to the fierce opposition from the pro-China Democratic Party. The current members of the Democratic Party were thoroughly indoctrinated with the teachings of Lenin and Mao Zedong during their university years and are effectively members of the global communist movement. Recently, a senior aide to the Democratic Party leader was caught as a spy and sentenced to 15 years in prison. These individuals have long operated under the directives of the communist movement, preparing for a communist revolution in South Korea. The revolution they orchestrated was none other than the impeachment of President Park. According to National Intelligence Service data, from investigations into recently captured spies, it has been revealed that the candlelight protests, which were central to President Park's impeachment, were incited by North Korea. Isn't this shocking? There was direct involvement from North Korea and China in the impeachment of South Korea's president. Furthermore, the National Intelligence Service uncovered evidence of North Korean hacking attacks on the National Election Commission and constitutional institutions. This suggests that the Democratic Party's overwhelming majority of 190 out of 300 parliamentary seats may have been manipulated. Since becoming the dominant opposition party, the Democratic Party has been steering South Korea toward becoming a puppet state of China. They have reduced US-aligned budgets, increased China-aligned budgets, and implemented anti-American, pro-China policies that are ruining the country. President Yoon uncovered evidence of these shocking events, involving direct interference by the Chinese Communist Party and the global communist movement, and declared martial law to investigate further. Throughout human history, no martial law has ever been declared and concluded so smoothly, following legitimate procedures and without harm to individuals. The purpose of this martial law was not dictatorship, but a highly strategic effort to protect the people and their freedom. President Yoon is not fighting for his own power, but is risking his life to protect the people of South Korea and to stand against the Chinese Communist Party. This fact is now being reported by numerous foreign media outlets, and many freedom-loving nations are offering their support. We must pray for President Yoon in South Korea to triumph in their fight against the forces of the Chinese Communist Party.